So I've noticed that people in the comments have been asking me about these glasses. These are Even Reality's G2 smart glasses. They have a monochromatic smart display, built-in microphones to use their AI assistant, and I absolutely love them. And the thing that stood out to me was the form factor and the fact that they don't look like smart glasses when you first look at them. They don't have cameras that are pointing at you at all times. They don't even have speakers, so when you do speak to the assistant, they take in the microphone information, but then you're actually using your phone to interact with it. And I like the simplicity of it all, and like I said, the form factor is fantastic. And don't worry, I have a review coming out relatively soon, so definitely get subscribed for those people that do want to get an idea of what these smart glasses are all about. But more and more brands seem to be kind of gravitating towards this type of form factor for an AR or a mixed reality kind of smart glasses because it fits in your everyday life and it doesn't look as intrusive as a VR headset or something like the Vision Pro. And Apple seems to have taken notice because it looks like they're working on their own version of this smart glasses form factor, and there's a lot to know and they could be coming out sooner than we think. So let's talk about what these AR glasses are going to be like because I'm excited for them. So Apple's Vision Pro, in my opinion, is one of the coolest pieces of technology that Apple's ever released. When you put it on, it's like this magical moment, and to this day, it still feels like it shouldn't be real, the way that everything works, how it works so perfectly, it's in the Apple ecosystem, but again, it is cost prohibitive to have something like a Vision Pro starting at $3,500, and you have to be very intentional about using the Vision Pro because again, you're strapped into a battery that only lasts you 2.5 hours. You can't really be outside of your home or outside of your office using it unless you're maybe on a plane or on the train or something like that. So your best use cases are in a very controlled environment that's indoors around your computer. So what Apple's now doing is they're creating a different form factor that is for a different use case that people seem to be gravitating towards more and more. So this is not going to be a full AR or VR type of headset. This is going to be more so like an Apple Watch mixed with AirPods that do have maybe a display, but they're in the glasses form factor. And the idea here is that your iPhone is going to be the main computer, but everything's going to be relayed through the smart glasses that Apple creates. So imagine maybe an Apple Watch notification that crosses your lenses, but for the most part, people will not be able to tell that you're wearing smart glasses, very similar to what these Even Realities are. Again, people for the most part do not know that these are smart glasses until they take a close look, and even when I turn them side to side, they're still very thin, you can't really tell, and I think Apple is taking notice of that and now wants to get into this game as well. And I've already mentioned that I think AirPods are going to be Apple's gateway into the new version of Apple Intelligence and Siri because you always have them in your ear, it's easy to talk to, it's easy to activate. So bringing that kind of threshold to smart glasses will be very easy for Apple because let's just put a couple speakers on here and instead of having the AirPods, or maybe it works in conjunction with the AirPods, it'll kind of be your everyday assistant that not only gives you notifications and maybe allows you to wayfind via Apple Maps, and lets you listen to music and take photos and videos, but it's going to be your end-all be-all when it comes to just voice assistant and anything that you need in general in the glasses form factor, which I think is going to be a welcome addition to the Apple lineup and the Apple ecosystem. So this is going to be Apple's attempt to make AI ambient, meaning that it's always going to be with you and it's going to be passive, making you reach for your phone much less after the fact. And we already have a bunch of leaks and rumors about the design strategy that Apple's going with. Apple's testing at least 4 different styles, and the goal is for it to be instantly recognizable, to know that it's an Apple product, but not so much so that it looks like a bulky piece of hardware or computer on your face. So they're already getting down to the nitty-gritty in terms of Wayfair style, maybe a slim rectangular look, large round and oval, a smaller refined round option. I mean, these again, I'm going to keep pointing to these as my reference because the Even Reality G2s are just a great device and a great starting point for where Apple can go. But the key difference here between these glasses and maybe whatever Apple's working on is that it looks like Apple will be including cameras onto these lenses or onto these glasses because they want to be able to have that as another way of interacting to give context to Apple Intelligence or Siri. Now here's the thing, it could be an infrared camera, so not your traditional camera that'll take actual video, but just another way for the glasses to see what you see if you need to maybe point something out or get some context over to Apple Intelligence and Siri to get the answer that you need. Because Apple does not want to be meta here, and in my opinion, the Meta glasses, while I see the use case for it, I'm not a big fan of. They were in the news recently, but they were showing off all the video footage that they're taking, and they're taking video footage without people's consent, at least their technical consent. I mean, technically they're signing the terms and conditions, so I'm sure they're covered legally, but it's not a good look for Meta to be doing that, and I doubt that Apple will be in that game. They're going to make it as privacy focused as possible with LED lights. They're not going to be looking when you're not looking, so it'll be activated and on when you want it to be on versus something like what Meta's doing, which is basically always on. So imagine Apple bringing in something like visual intelligence to give real-time AI assistance, some object recognition, contextual awareness, a lot of voice-first interaction. So again, the idea here is to use your phone less, but still have all the smarts and power of your phone because it's going to be very tied to your iPhone, but it's going to be on your face so you don't break concentration, or you're not just doom scrolling on your phone by accident after checking it for the one thing that you needed. You get what you get out of your glasses, or you get what you need from your glasses, and then you're going on about your day. You're not going on your phone endlessly. So again, this is to add into Apple's like mixed reality or augmented reality kind of category. They started with the Vision Pro, which is going to be that head honcho. Vision Pro is still amazing for what it can do, but Apple wants to add to that category by giving us a cheaper entry point, but also a completely different product to begin with. The Vision Pro and these smart glasses are going to be different in terms of what they can do. I'm sure the Vision Pro will be able to do everything that these glasses will be able to do, but at the same time, these glasses will be a lot more accessible from a price point perspective, a lot less noticeable and obvious that you're wearing them from a social impact situation. Because again, the Vision Pro, I don't really see a lot of people wearing it in the wild, and again, that's probably because it does cost so much money, but because socially, it's just not the norm to be wearing VR goggles or VR glasses as you go about your day. So again, just imagine if AirPods and the Apple Watch made a baby and they turned into glasses so you can get your Apple Watch notifications on your face and you're able to interact and talk to Siri and then get all the smart features of what AirPods give you in the Apple ecosystem. When people ask me what these are, I basically say it's an Apple Watch notification machine for your face, because it's true at the end of the day. But let me know in the comment down below what you think. Would you wear Apple glasses? What's the price point that you would want to be at in order to kind of justify what Apple's giving us? I can see Apple charging maybe $1,000 for a pair of glasses like this, which I think would be also cost prohibitive for what it could do. Apple needs to get to a much lower price point for more and more people to want to wear Apple glasses, but I'm curious to know what your thoughts. What do you think about price? What do you think about usability? Is it smart for Apple to get into this space? Do you think this is the future of interactivity between you and your assistant? Always curious to know your thoughts and your ideas, so let me know in the comment down below. If you did make it to the end, leave a dolphin in the comments down below as well. And if you guys want to watch more videos like this one, check out one of these videos right here. And until next time, I'm Fernando. Peace, everyone.